And this is probably obvious to some of you, but even dudes who think they know this shit are playing sad subdivision transitions. So you need to ingrain it more deeply. I'm reminding myself of Justin DiCergio. You gets better learn to play deeper time feel. Think about that. Hey folks, Nate here from the 80/20 Drummer. Did a doozy of a lesson of the week last week, so I'm just going to give you a really brief thing this week. And this week I want to jump you into how do we really think about subdivision. Subdivision is on the brain of a lot of people these days because of the famous Mark Juliana clinic. So Mark's got a famous thing he does where he'll do 2 8 notes, 2 triplets, 2 16 notes, 2 triplets, and there are a bunch of ways he orchestrates it around the kit, etc., etc. I know I've been talking about Mark like a broken record for the last couple of weeks, but subdivision is not a brand new thing. Subdivision is something that musicians have been playing with for ages, and it's kind of a secret to making your playing more interesting and also making your time better if you can change subdivision seamlessly without fucking up the time. But today I want to teach you an easy hack for transitioning between 8th notes, triplets, and 16th notes, which doesn't require you to guess around about anything. So you'll be able to go and the way you do that is that you keep your brain entirely in 1 meter for the whole time. And you can come at it from both ways. So you can think about it in 3 and think of the 4 and the 2 above and below that 3 as adjunct to the 3, or you can think of it in 4 and think of the 3 and the 2 beneath the 4. And they're actually 2 completely different gears in your brain and 2 completely different subdivisions. So I'm going to give you a few step-by-step exercises to step you into this, but let me first show you where the pulse is going to be. So I'm in 3/4, the tempo is 130, it's on 16ths, and I've got the accent on the 16th note upbeat, which is going to become important later. But let me just play you a couple bars on that. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and I'm trying to play these beats simply enough that I don't need to write anything out for you guys this week because it's a time crunch. So that's our basic 3 beat. So the next thing we need to understand is when your brain is thinking 3, how does the 4 and the 2 relate to that 3? And in 3, it's extremely simple. You're just subdividing 12 16th notes in 4 groups of 3 instead of in 3 groups of 4. So if you're counting 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a, if you instead accent every 3 16th notes, you're automatically playing a pulse in 4. So let me show you what that would look like. 1, 2, 3. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 1. Anyway, that seems like a fairly simple property, and it is, but it allows you to do something really powerful, which is to switch subdivisions within a bar. So let me show you what that would look like if I start in 3 and then play an implied 4 over that 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so when I was playing in the 4 there, I was giving no indication of where my reference pulse was. So it could be that my brain was just switching. But let me play that for you again, and now I'm going to keep 2 and 3 on the hi-hat the whole time, so you can hear where the reference pulse is. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's getting from 4 to 3. So right away, that allows you to play the second half of that Mark Juliana exercise, which is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And let me put the hi-hat so I can show you that you're thinking in the reference frame of 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. One and a 2 and a 3 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 1. Okay, so that's the hard part. Now you just need to work out the 2. And it's pretty simple. You just half that pulse. So if you're already thinking 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a, you can just think 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 1 for your 2 pulse. So let me start with the 3, then I'll transition to the 2, then back to the 3, and then to the 4, keeping the reference point in the hats of the 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that's your tool for keeping the frame in 3. Go practice that. When that's in your head, you'll be able to do the a lot more intuitively, and you're not going to be guessing about where to place those. So the harder part is thinking of things framed in 4 and extrapolating the 3 from that. And obviously the 2 is just half the 4, so that's not a big deal. But it's a completely different gear from your brain, as I said, because now your subdivision is triplets, and triplets are less intuitive to us. So in 4, if your pulse is, instead of thinking 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a, you're thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Just triplets. In 4, instead of subdividing 12 triplets in 4 groups of 3, you're going to subdivide them in 3 groups of 4. So this is where it gets a little bit squeaky, because if you're counting triplet, 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 that's easy enough to do in 4 groups of 3. Triplet, 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 trip. But when you start thinking of 3 groups of 4 over the top of that, that's when it gets squirrely. And you'll see this is probably more difficult for me to do. So 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So that middle triplet that is the second 3 beat over the 4 comes at a really unexpected time, and it's really kind of counterintuitive. So let me slow this beat down a little bit, and I'm going to go down to quarter note equals 180 with triplets and with the accent on the upbeat to the triplet. So I'm going to play a couple bars in the 4 and then a couple bars in the 3. And it's exactly the same thing I played, or if I can remember it, but this time the 4 is your reference point. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, let me do that with the hats in a spot that marks the 4 clearly so you can hear it. And let me do that with the hats on all 4 beats so you can hear exactly where the reference pulse is. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And of course, in that frame of mind, placing the 2 is even more intuitive because it's just half of the 4. So if you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. That's not challenging at all. So let me play you the whole thing. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the deal. And in that case, if you want to do that Juliana thing, you can just think about it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. All right, kids, put that in your pipe and smoke it. Also, I'm not using anybody's content, so I can let you know that if you're interested in this lesson and want to know more about my channel, you should check out the little banner, which is going to flash below, which is the 80/20 roadmap. And that's basically all drummers make some variation of the same 3 mistakes if you want to get deep and triage your playing, and in about a month and a half, see your level just rise up, break through your plateaus. Check that out. It's $5, and I bet you're going to want to buy more things from me. All right, guys. See you next time. Peace.